Awesome. Okay, so we've got kind of like fun game type thing, which is really unoriginal. It's basically based on Midsummer Station track lists. So like weird questions to do with the track name.
Oh, cool.
Slightly long-winded and vague. But anyway, okay, so dreams of disaster. What is the weirdest dream you've ever had?
I remember I woke up as a woman, and I remember the first thing I did was go around hugging everyone. And it was a good dream.
Why hugging?
I don't know. I feel like that's what I would do if I was, a female. I feel like I would hug a lot of people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the vague bit, to do with disaster. Okay, if you're in an Armageddon type scenario, would you play the hero and kind of like sacrifice yourself, or do you think you'd be like hiding under the bed crying?
Ooh, that's a good question. I might be the guy under the bed.
I think I would be.
I think I would be him, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, gold. If you had to have one part of your body permanently turned into gold, what would it be?
Probably not my teeth.
It's not a good look.
Maybe like my from my elbow down on one hand. Maybe I just because then you could like show it off. Just like who's the guy with the gold arm? Maybe that.
Yeah, everyone would see it and no one could steal it. That should be good.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. I just wanted to talk to you about Dementia as well, because you worked with Mark from Blink-182.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like? Please tell me about that.
Amazing. I've been a huge fan of Blink for years, and they just hit their 20th year, doing what they do. And so it was so cool to work with Mark because he's at a level where few artists are, So I think he lives in London, and he flew to New York. He took the time out of his week to fly to New York, and we spent the day in the studio. Hanging out and just being down to earth, and he's so genuine. Sometimes you're afraid to meet your heroes because you're not sure if they're who they say they are or the way they appear. And maybe that's selfish, but sometimes you're kind of wary of that. So I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Here's this guy I look up to, and I feel like I know him because I know his songs and I love his songs. And I was like, here he comes. He's coming in the building. He's coming up the elevator. And the first thing he said was like he's just so down to hang out and just have a good time and no ego, nothing. He's just like so genuine. He's a great guy.
Awesome. Have you got anyone else that you maybe in the future would love to collaborate with?
Taylor Swift would be a dream to collaborate with. I love what she does. I love her music. I love how it's so genuine. It's like she's singing about actual people she's known, using their first names in songs, and it's like an amazing thing. And I like what she does a lot.
Have you ever met her?
Yes, I have.
She is amazing.
She has a like a glow, and wherever she goes, it's very cool.
Yeah, awesome. Take it all away. If you weren't doing music, what would be your dream other job?
On the job, I think maybe photography. Maybe even like it's kind of on the other end of things. Somebody who works with like marine wildlife, like a biologist, like an ocean scientist guy, submarines and like boats and like doing research and like something like that would be cool. Something sciencey. Although I'm really bad at math, so the odds are slim. But maybe photography.
Good time. If you were tasked with showing One Direction a good time in your hometown, what would you do with them? Are you aware of One Direction?
Yes.
Start off with it.
Yes. So the question is, if they were in my hometown, what would I do?
What would you do with them?
I would. We actually have. It's very cool. In my little hometown, it's very small. It's 20,000 people. We actually have a space rock. 20 years ago, it's maybe this big. It's the size of something this big, like a beach ball. A rock fell from space, so it's a meteorite, and it fell into town, and there it is. And they built like a little memorial for it, and there's a plaque, and it says scientists think this rock is this old. And so there's a moon rock in my town, of all places. I'm sure there's other moon rocks in the world, but I would take them to go see the moon rock and say, here it is. This is like, one of a kind.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So are you into One Direction? You a fan?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't really heard a lot of stuff, but what I have has been very good. Very talented.